Hello, everyone. I am Jessica Koch, your host. You guessed it, Profound Professionals. It's another show. We have been running this, and you have been following me. Can you believe it? For almost 6 years now. We have been bringing you industry experts from all over the globe, and they help you share their expertise by telling you ways you can improve your personal life, grow your business, and step outside of the box. And then they're so kind to share with us amazing causes that they care about. Today is no different. I will not disappoint. I am bringing an amazing guest to you. Dan Capello is an expert in helping successful leaders that have slipped in their personal life, and they're going to find a way to reach their potential in their career and, more importantly, in themselves. And Dan is just going to help you just get right back on track. If you feel like the earth is moving and things are slipping and you're not sure what end is up, Dan's your man, right? So Dan, welcome today on our show.
Well, thank you for having me.
I'm excited. I want to know what in your world, you didn't just, at 5 years old, most little boys want to be a firefighter or a policeman or, a doctor or something great like that. So you woke up one day and said, I'm going to help people reach their full potential in career and strive to be the best selves they can be. When did that happen? I'm imagining it happened somewhere along and after your career journey and path.
Yeah. Okay. Well, when I was 5, I wanted to be a cowboy. I was going to be Cowboy Corey. That was my thing. I had the cakes. I had the little T-shirt that we drew the little with the magic marker. We drew the little sheriff thing, and I had the hat. And yeah, even on my birthday, brought a pony, and we took pictures. Oh, it was way gone.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah. From Texas, and that's what we did. So, but anyway, so yeah, so I started helping people. I was a professional chef for over 30 years at high-end country clubs. And one day I was burnt out. And the thing is when you're a professional chef, it's almost like a badge of courage, the hours we work and the lives that we give up. And we're very successful. I was in some of the top country clubs around, but there's a price you pay. And a lot of that price we pay is our health, our family. Divorce rates inside of cooking is crazy because when people are at work, we're at home, and when they're out partying, we're feeding them. So it's very, and then there's that whole, the counterculture, the dark side, the drugs and alcohol and all the crazy stuff, which is, unfortunately is very true. And that's our coping mechanisms, a lot of us. So, but it was 2019, and I found myself at 300 pounds and burned out. And then it was it was like New Year's Day, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. And, I in the military, one of the favorite things I did was the obstacle course. So I was like, I'm 300 pounds sitting here, and I'm going, I want to do a Spartan race. And you know what the Spartan race is?
Hard.
So it's like a short one. So it's like right at 3 miles, and you run it, and I actually ran it. And there's like 23 obstacles. There's like things you climb. You go under the water. You carry like 90-pound boulders or 100-pound boulders and all this other stuff. Well, I said on January 1st I was going to do that. And then October of that year of 2019, I ran my first Spartan race. Wow. From beginning to end. And I got down to like 220 and change. And I was able to run it. I had bad knees from surgery and all that. And so every time I started to lose weight and get better in shape, my knees would give out. So like I missed after the first month or 3 weeks, I lost a whole month of training. And then I got better, and then I lost like 2 weeks, and then I lost a week, and then it started working, and I started, getting the groove and hiking a lot, and then ended up, walking, running the race, which was great. It was very surreal. But the biggest thing was after the race, I thought, okay, I lost this weight. I got in shape. Everything's going to be great. Well, it wasn't. I started running into mental issues. I've had mental issues and depression, my whole life. And, I wouldn't call it let's not say it's mental illness. I think a lot of people have mental misunderstandings. They just don't understand what's all entailed in our mental capacities. You know, it starts with diet, and your diet is also what you look at and what you read and what you listen to and the people you hang out with. And it's just not the food. And then, you know, the food that we have nowadays is so processed, we can't function mentally because we can't get the right brain chemicals because we have all this fast food and carbohydrates and, you know, things that were made for profit, not for us as humans. It's, you know, we're that little cash ATM machine at the store. But anyway, that I fell down a rabbit hole. I was drawn in there, and then I ran into trauma, sexual trauma I had back when I was like 6 years old. So, and my whole life I've always been reactive. I've been a very aggressive person. I'm very non-tolerant, angry, and always reacting. You know, I was very touchy. When people criticized my work, they were criticizing me because I didn't separate who I was from what I did. And that is so important for us to be able to separate, you know, our career and what we do with who we are as a person. And a lot of the chefs and certain professions are so tied up with their, you know, they take offense when someone doesn't like their work. You know, even Martha, there's a bunch of people, or restaurateurs, you know, they just take offense and take it personal. And our lives are so bad because we make it with the perception of that anybody that tells us anything, they're saying we suck. Well, they weren't really. It's that they were having a bad day. They, you know, had an issue, or there was an issue outside of them that was causing them to act like that. It wasn't us. And we don't realize it's not us. It's when somebody's angry, they're not angry at us. They're not yelling at us. They're yelling at themselves. They're unhappy with themselves. And, you know, I found out that the trauma was when you have that kind of trauma as a kid, you end up with that chemical reaction that happens is the same chemical reaction when you get triggered all the way through your life. It doesn't change. It's actually very chemically exact. So when you have all the hormones, the cortisol, the epinephrine, all that stuff that's running through your system, it happens every time you're triggered. When you had that you know, they call it PTSD nowadays, but it was just trauma back then, and nobody knew about it. And I kind of glazed it over, and I ran into it. But like right after that happened, I started getting a lisp or a speech impediment. I was dyslexic, you know, and then I got my coping mechanism. My very first one from that was food. And I have some Norwegian genes, and all my parents and family, they're all like 5'5", 5'6" is the tall one. Well, by 14, I was over 6 foot. So when I was like 12 years old, I was like 5'10", and I towered over everybody. And they would take me to the doctor, and they said, "What is wrong with him? Why does he keep growing?" They're like, "He's not done growing." And they're like, "But he can't be this big. He has to stop." It's like, he's not stopping. And, you know, my brother pointed that out, and I'm like, all these things, it made me the person I was. And I did so many different things, but cooking was one of the professions that would actually accept a misfit like me. You know, somebody that would react. It's like Gordon Ramsay and all that, you know, with that reaction he does. And that's real. I mean, that's in the kitchen. It's even worse in a professional kitchen.
So what was the turning point for you? So you went, I mean, I hear your journey and you went through all this. So how did you flip the switch to say, okay, you know, other than losing the weight and making that decision to make some changes, you know, where did you step off to move to the point where you were helping other people with where they were slipping and their career focus and changes for their potential? How did that begin to convert for you?
Well, I had to figure out a way to get myself, because I wouldn't accept help. It's just the person I was, you know, and a lot of us won't. Shame, fear, whatever. We won't ask for help. That's a human. And I was one of those. But so I did Jung and Kafka. I did all the books and the shadow and the attachment theories and Maslow's hierarchy. I did all that. I studied all that like crazy. And I pulled myself out of it. I found this one book and it helped me pull myself out of that. Mm-hmm. And then once I got out of that, I ended up was cooking. And then I was like, I can't do this anymore. I need to go help people with what I've learned, because I fixed me. I healed myself. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I can feed people, I can help people. Feeding people is very finite. Helping mm-hmm. people is internal. It just keeps going and going, because mm-hmm. if I help one person and he helps two people, and then, or one, you know what I mean? It's a chain. You can start a fire.
Yeah.
And so that's when I decided. So I quit cooking and I started doing this. So I've come up with the program, and it's kind of a 6 stops on your path to leadership. Mm-hmm. And I dealt with, with leaders, because, I could deal with anybody, but the leaders are the ones that were in my position, and they need help and they won't ask for it. A lot of people, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm fine the way I am. But it's like, your wife will tell you, or your husband will tell you you're not, but you won't listen to them. And those people end up with divorce, or suicide, or depression. And they don't understand that if they got that extra help, there's a reason they're not moving to the next level. There's a reason they can't get that next promotion. There's a reason that they're not evolving with their spouse or their partner. There's a reason that their relationship with their kids is at a standstill. And that's where I want to step in and help them find that.
So these people who are kind of your ideal customer are feeling kind of stuck. They're not progressing, or they're feeling frustrated. They're a little bit stuck. So what's their client journey with you? Are they working with you one-on-one? Is it a group program? Is it just is it a course they just click and buy? Like, what's their experience as a customer when they come and work with you?
Well, right now there's 2 that I offer for the customer or the consumer. One of them is group workshops. I go in with corporations or businesses or associations, and I do the group thing, and then we just go through the whole workshop. Mm-hmm. It's like a 4-hour workshop, and we go through the 6 different things that you need to do to reach your potential. And if you can free yourself from that, what's holding you back, then you can move to your next level in your relationship. You can move to the next level with your kids, but more importantly, with yourself. That relationship with yourself. And when you improve those work relationship, your relationships at work improve, and your potential increases, your income increases, your sales increase, because you can actually do less work and get better results. Because now you're balancing, you're setting boundaries, you're doing the proper things necessary for you to function and for your brain to actually work the way it's supposed to where you actually start hearing your intuition, which people can't hear because there's so much distractions. I mean, our phones, our computers, our kids, there's so many distractions in TV and football. And I mean, that's what the emperor said back in the Roman times. He says, the people are restless and they're upset. Let's give them games. And that's where that started. And people don't realize that's what that is. It's a distraction. And
so you do the corporate workshops and then
one-on-one. And a lot of it, where it starts with, is you actually have to go back to what is your operating system. Mine was a trauma survivor. You know, it could be a different kind of trauma, to where mine was a separate, but then there's like trauma, like you lost your parent. So it's a loss. So you lost a parent, or you created something that you created loss for yourself. And then the other one, which is probably 75%, 80% of the population, is we weren't good enough. We weren't the son my father never had. You know, that's for the daughters when they had all girls. And, you know, or, you were never good enough. Your parents were narcissistic or they were overbearing, or, but they always belittled you. They never praised you. They always corrected you. And that created a whole different leader, because those people became leaders because they feel that they are never good enough. So they always have to overachieve.
Right.
And it's good to a certain point, but when they hit that certain point, that glass ceiling, that the limiting beliefs, then they can't go. Then they self-sabotage themselves, and they end up losing their job because they sabotage themselves because they don't believe that they're good enough.
Right.
And so, yeah.
So the two main programs are the corporate workshops for 4 hours in organizations or corporations, and then your one-on-one program to kind of work through these steps and get to that full potential as an individual or as a member of a corporate team. Is there anything about yourself or your business you want to share before we talk about your tip?
Well, yeah, my business is Deliberate Evolution. And really it's set up because we're not deliberate about our lives. And my whole plan is to get people deliberate about what their values are and their priorities before they may have to make decisions. Because when you can get that set, then your decisions are so much better. Yeah. And then the evolution part is, unless we evolve to the next level, we're never going to get any better. Right. We're always going to be stuck at that level, and if we can evolve, I mean, like if you want a better relationship, you have to evolve with your spouse to become to the next level. It has to be together. You have to evolve together. So, that's the whole point of the whole business. Anything. And like my marriage is so much better. I'm more fulfilled now doing this than I was cooking, and I love cooking, but it was an easy choice for me, but it's not an easy choice for anybody. So.
Right. All right. Well, how about a tip that someone can use today to help them take that next step to improve and evolve?
Well, one of the big things you can do is, like, in the morning, when you wake up tomorrow morning, you're going to sit up and you're going to have gratitude. You're going to thank whoever you believe in. You're going to be thankful for your life. You're going to be thankful for your family, thankful that you have a car or whatever, a roof, whatever. Pick some things. And then you're going to wake up and say, today is going to be a great day. That's it. Because there's so many people wake up in the morning, that's like, oh, this day is going to suck. It's like, you just labeled your day. You just told yourself how your day is going to be, and you're going to see everything that makes your day crappy. So if you're positive, you're going to see everything that makes your day positive, and you're going to have a great day. Now, if you string a great day with a couple of days, you have a great week. If you string that with a couple of weeks, then you have a great month. And if you keep doing that, I promise you're going to have a great year. And it takes 1 year to totally turn your whole life around. That's it. Yeah,
I love that. Yeah, gratitude is such a powerful energy and such a powerful frequency, and just a really great way to stay, like you said, positive and keep your mind focused on things. And on another positive note, one of the things that we do in our show, every single show, is celebrate a moment of awareness about a really great cause that's close to our guest's heart. And you had one that you wanted to share with us. So tell us a little bit about the cause you chose to share today.
Yeah, mine is KCM. It's Kenneth Copeland Ministries, and we go all around the world. We have a TV show that they do every week, but they have where they actually go and help people in those countries find water, clean water, education for the kids, shoes, feminine products. I mean, that's unheard of in third world countries. It's just things that can make people's life better. We supply the basics, and that's really, that's at our heart, that's at their heart. But I mean, if we can help people just with the basics, so they don't have to worry about that they can worry about their education or moving up in the world.
I love that. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Yep, causes are great. We will make sure that we include his and the amazing article that will accompany this. So wherever you find this video, whether you're on LinkedIn or YouTube or Vimeo or Pinterest or Twitch, wherever you're seeing streams live, many more places, our website, wherever you found us, we'll make sure there's also information and data along with this video, including a link to his article, which will contain all the ways to reach Dan, as well as information about his cause if you'd like to look that up and learn more and support them in some way. The next piece I super duper love. I am a giant bookworm. I totally am in love with books and learning and up-leveling myself. It's one of the things my husband and I both have in common is we always try to be a little bit better today than we were yesterday and learn something new every single day so that we can continue to grow together and just be better, you know, husbands, wives, parents, community members, business owners. You know, we are always striving to learn that next new thing, and books are just a big part of that. And so I collect from all my guests books that either inspired their life or help them grow their business. And you have a book to share with us.
Right. Well, during that whole process where I was learning about myself, and actually that triggered me to go back to that moment, was The Body Keeps Score by Basil van der Kolk.
Okay.
And he is he's Dutch, but he's very specific about trauma with kids and adults and finding that trauma and working past that trauma. He's where I got the ideals on how to heal myself. You know, he talked about therapies and what he did with them. That book was the turning point of how I help myself. So if anybody that has any kind of physical trauma, whatever kind, the book is amazing.
I love that. I've never heard that book before, so I love that you shared that. And on a very exciting note, you're in the process of writing your own book and becoming an author, aren't you, Dan? Tell us about that.
All right. Well, it's coming out this summer. It's called Deliberate Evolution. It's the 6 stops every leader must make on the road to success. And it talks about the different levels that you need to hit, the detours, if you want to say, that you need to do to reach your potential. You know, a lot of us are great anyway. They're great leaders already. But what if you could get a little bit better? What if you could get like 5% more out of your life? What if you could get 8%? You pushed 10. What do you think your life would be like? And that's the whole point of everything I did. When you can get a hold of yourself and you fix your relationship with yourself and you actually love yourself, wow, you can change everything about yourself.
Yeah. I love that. Well, congratulations on that great success. And I am just going to ask, Dan has shared so many golden nuggets and so many amazing things. You just don't know who watching needs to hear that message or read this book or really participate in one of Dan's programs. So you are someone's superhero, and your superpower is simply hit the share button. We're really grateful for you watching, and we love that you are kind enough to share this with others and to join us so often. And now, as always, before we say goodbye, I'm going to ask Dan to share with us one final thought, a piece of information or inspiration before we sign off for today. What do you have for us, Dan?
All right. Well, they can text the word Dan to 33777, and they can download my free Deliberate Life checklist, and they'll be on my list. So when my book comes out, I will send them information about it. But the thing I have and it's a very simple exercise, is make 3 columns. Okay. And then you have to do a brain dump. I mean, it's your very first column is write all your values, your relationship, your work, your life, your recreational, your religion, you know, whatever. Write all of them down. And it's not 10, guys. It's not 10. It's like 25 or 30. You got to write it's a brain dump. And then you take the next column and you take the top, you start scratching out the least important values. Move the top 10 to the next column. That's easy. It sounds easy, but it ain't easy. But when you get that, then you label from most important to least important of the 10 and label them 1 through 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then take the third column and take your top 3 and put them over there. Now you have your top values and they are prioritized.
Mm-hmm.
That should determine what all your decisions are from then.
I
If
love
you can do that, your life will change dramatically. That with the positive, that alone, but that is just the start of what I do. It will change your life.
I love that. That was fantastic. I'm so glad you came today, Dan. I hope you had as much fun as we did. You gave so many kind gifts and so much information. Again, I'm going to thank all of our followers for being with us, for sharing their thoughts, their comments, and just sharing this episode with others. Super wonderful of you. Now, if you're watching and you're thinking, wait, I'm an industry expert. I can help someone improve their personal life, or I can help them grow their business. I have these skills. I have this talent. I have this history. Well, then you should reach out to us because we'd love to have you on the show. Now, you could, again, be someone's hero if you are an industry expert. I bet you're out there on Zoom and you're doing networking, either in person or virtually in the world as it is, or a little of both, like the rest of us are now, I think, ever since things shifted a little. So if you are, then you know other industry experts and you could introduce them to us so they could be featured. Just email, introduce them. You'll be my hero and theirs, and we'll get to spread some awareness about their cause too and everything they're up to. So please reach out and do that. And as always, until next time, you know who I am. That's right, Jessica Koch, your host of Profound Professionals. And until we meet again, my friends, I'm going to ask, as always, be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks.